welcome back to another episode of Open Shutter. It's a special Friday evening broadcast, and I have the pleasure of welcoming Debbie Conacher. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Is it Conacher?
Conacher. It's
Conacher.
Conacher.
Conacher. And big thanks to Deb for taking the time to jump on. And yeah, if you're coming from Deb's side, or you just kind of happen to stumble upon this program, I try to do this kind of podcast slash live YouTube show as much as possible, and try to get on different people that just make different things and that are into photography or video, or they paint, or whatever the thing is. I'd like to have people to come on and we can chat about whatever it is that they do. So if you make something and want to come on, I'd love to have you on. And big thanks again to Deb for kind of spending part of her Friday night on this. And yeah, Deb, I don't want to take up too much of your time. So maybe for the people that don't know who you are, maybe a quick intro about yourself.
Sure. So I've been in the photography business for probably 30 years now. Started way back when it was film. I transitioned obviously to digital like everybody else has. And now of course, I'm still grasping some post-editing. It's a whole different beast, post-editing. So I'm enjoying that. Yeah. But I do, I love being outside, and I love nature, and I do love landscape photography. I do love nature, but I'll be honest with you, I went to school for photography many moons ago, and I did take photographic arts and learned studio portraits, things like that. So I do a lot of portraits on the side. It's kind of my side hustle.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. That's interesting. And what school did you go to?
I'm from Thunder Bay, so I went to Confederation College in Thunder Bay.
Nice. But you like shooting kind of like landscape more than.
Yeah, I really love just kind of seeing things from a different angle, different light, different time of day. I get low to the ground sometimes. I try to find different angles. Whereas with people, honestly, when you photograph people, pretty much anything goes now. Candids, when you can stop somebody when they're just not looking, paying attention, they get the best images.
Right. No, that's a good point. Yeah, it's interesting because I think there's always this kind of like focus on having a niche and like sticking with the niche. But I think kind of like your story, it's like you kind of switch niches. You went from like studio work to like landscape, because in the end you have to be like happy with what you're doing too.
You know what? I don't even know if I can say I have a niche. I think I've gravitated to landscape because that's kind of my happy place. So like I'm a paramedic supervisor for my real job, if you will. And so it's a bit of a craziness out there. So being behind the camera out in nature and just kind of being by myself or being with some other photography peeps, it's my place to kind of connect, So I still love doing portraits, but it's just a different headspace,
Yeah. No, that's a good point. I mean, I think it's important just to be like happy with what you're doing, not kind of like conform with like what people want, because in the end, like you're just not gonna have fun, and then after a while, you just won't kind of do it. So I like the fact that you're kind of like doing what you want to do, kind of thing,
Absolutely, it's when you're behind the lens, when you're in any kind of creative element, it's a whole different side of you. It's a whole different part of you that you can connect with. That and it's yours only. Nobody can take that away from you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Sometimes people get caught up in the rat race of their day job, if you will, and it becomes their identity or their thing, their title. And really, when it boils right down to it, you're you and whatever makes you happy. And if you're whatever creative side of you can bring that out, that's the best thing.
Yeah, exactly. And you've always been into photography, like?
Yeah, I actually got my first camera when I was 16. Like I got my first camera in like high school, and I've been kind of off and on because I'm a shift worker, so shift work takes a lot out of you. You don't always have a lot of time, but I've made the time, especially in the last 5 years. I've made the time because it's all about headspace. It's all about getting those creative juices going so that you can disconnect. So it's kind of like a rediscovery in the last 5 years, because I've always had the training. I've always done it. I've always picked up jobs here and there on the side, portraits, sports, things like that. but in the last 5 years, I've definitely made it a point to try and bring it to the next level, you know?
That's good. It's good that you kind of like made it almost like like a discipline, right? In terms of
It's
just
my
like doing
discipline.
it like a discipline.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think honestly, like people always like ask me like, what camera should I buy or what gear should I get? I'm like, well, whatever you have, just start using it
Yep.
because in the end, it's not the camera that's going to get you at the door. Like you have to push yourself. So
Exactly.
the
And
discipline is so important.
it so is. And you know what?
Yeah.
It's not about the kind of camera you have. So there's a lot of people out there that capture some pretty good images on their iPhone.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
I know.
And you put it in some editing and it's pretty
Yeah.
amazing. So
Yeah.
iPhones have come a long way, right?
Yeah.
So I mean it's still, when you get right down to the nitty gritty, it's still not the same quality, but you know what? You can still
No.
capture some amazing images.
No.
But you know,
People have like the perception of, oh, you have like a big DSLR or whatever, mirrorless or whatever. It's like, oh, you must be really good. Just people have a perception about like
yeah,
whatever camera you have.
yeah,
They just equate that gear to like your skill level.
exactly.
Meanwhile, the person that rocks with the iPhone can be just as good.
Yeah,
But it's a weird thing, right? Because whenever you get like, I'll just speak from like personal experience. Like you work with a client and say you roll up like the same job. One person rolls up with a whole like Pelican case of gear. They automatically think they're gonna get good stuff.
yeah,
And someone may just roll up with like a small little mirrorless camera. It's like, oh, that's it.
yeah.
Like that's all you're
It's
gonna
all
use. Like,
it's
yeah,
all about it's all about how you see the
yeah,
image, how you interpret it, how you
yeah,
light it, how you edit
yeah,
it. You make it yours, right? And you're right. It doesn't have to be an expensive
yeah,
$3,000 to $10,000 camera. It can be what is in your
yeah,
bag right now. You
yeah.
know?
I know. I think that's what also like set like it also what like separates a lot of people too, being able to like make great images from just whatever they got. Like,
Mhm.
and I think it's also a good challenge for people, just like challenge their own skills. Say, hey, maybe for landscape photography, maybe don't use a wide lens. Maybe use like a telephoto and see what you can do, or maybe even use like a prime lens and see what you can do, and
Yeah,
really like kind of like push like your limits, right? So
absolutely. And
you know,
that's what it's about. And I have found that even just some of the people I've met, even through the Instagram group,
yeah,
will meet out on photo meets, and you
yeah,
exchange a lot of information, you
hmm
ideas, tips, tricks. You get to learn from other people that are already out there, right?
yeah. I think it just makes it more fun too, just being able to
Oh
like
my gosh,
share with
yeah.
other people instead of. I mean,
Yep,
it's good being by yourself too at some points, just to have kind of like that kind of like separation, but
yep,
other times it's just good to just hang out with people and just like chit chat and just, hey, how'd you do this or how'd you do that?
yep.
And it's
Like
important
how
to be in a
often?
good environment too.
Oh,
Being like the right
yep.
group is also important too.
Absolutely. You know what? Some of the people I've connected with that, we're always online. What did you use for that? What was your settings for that? Like,
Yeah,
how did you edit that? Like, and everybody's pretty honest about what they're doing and using, so that you could learn and you can try it, right?
yeah, yeah. No, it's. I think it's so important just because I think it's easy to get stuck in our own heads. Just
Yeah.
it's very easy. It's very easy, and I'll just speak of personal experience. Like it's very easy just to get stuck in your own head, and it's just, well, this is the way I've always done it. So maybe this is the way it can only be done. But meanwhile, there's like other ways to try stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's important to get out of your own head and just meet people and just see what else is there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And there's some people I've met who've been in the business as long as I have,
yeah,
with no formal training. And I mean, my
yeah.
formal training has helped me in the sense of lighting and composition and
Hmm.
portraits. But I mean, everything else, you kind of you
You teach
learn
yourself.
from.
You teach yourself. Yeah,
Exactly, or you tap into your peers or your colleagues or your whoever through
yeah,
Instagram, or you tap into those people, right?
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think it just shows you if you actually really enjoy it or not. Because
Mhm.
if you don't really,
Absolutely.
really love it, you're not gonna take the initiative to like teach yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I think that's just a good indicator of like, well, do you actually like it, or you just
Yeah.
because it does take time. I think people have this perception of, oh, I'm just gonna go out today and get some killer photos when I just started photography, and
Yeah.
you really need to like understand that it takes time to like have
Yeah.
really, really great work. And I think people don't understand. It's like, oh, don't you just click a button? And I'm like, well, no.
Yeah. Oh, I
It's like, don't
know.
you just know? They don't. People don't really understand what's involved. And I think,
Yep.
the downside of like mobile photography is like people, oh, don't you just press the button? Don't you just put like a filter on? And so I think that's a downside of having like
You're right.
like the mobile. It's made it more like a commodity versus like an
Yeah.
actual like craft. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy. And
So
there's like so many things online now, and I mean, I don't want to say legit pics, but the
yeah.
pics where you've definitely taken the time, used the right settings, whatever, and you've edited, you've made it yours, and then somebody comes up with their mobile shot, and they're comparing it, and it's like you can't really compare it, but
no, you can't.
and you know what, even because a lot of the cameras out there, a lot of people stick it on auto and go. Well, you're not going to get the creativity out of it if you don't put it manual, if you don't try the settings, if you don't
you don't understand aperture, you don't understand shutter, you don't understand ISO, you don't understand
that makes a big difference.
It all makes a difference. All of it makes a difference. And I think we're in this like world now where things have to be like right away, instant.
It's auto.
And there's no patience. There's
no, exactly.
There's no patience. Like imagine like an actor trying to think he's gonna win an Oscar on his like first performance. Like no. So it's the same kind of
exactly. Like people get a camera for their birthday, Christmas, whatever, and next 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, they're calling themselves, photographer.com, and I'm like, what? It takes a little more than just, right? We were saying before. It's not
you gotta.
Camera,
Yeah, we definitely have to.
Say like that. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
I've been wanting a mirrorless, and I've been kind of, doing my research, looking it up, and I go to Henry's. It's like a candy store, of course. And you know what? I mean, mirrorless is definitely where we want to go, but you have to think about the adapter. You have to think about, like, there's so many things, and then you're looking at changing possibly your whole lens line. There's a lot more to it, right? So I'm
it's
gonna
important to know,
off.
it's important to know what you want to shoot too.
Yeah.
If you're shooting landscape, you know what you need for that.
Yeah.
Versus like a portrait studio setup, it's going to be a different system. It's going to be different lenses. Like you're not going to have so many wide lenses. Like, So I think honestly, when people just start out, just use the kit lens and just see what you like and like what do you actually like to do.
Yeah.
And then from there, you're gonna kind of understand. Okay, I need this. I need this. I need this. I may not need that. Instead of wasting your money on something you may not even like in a year, right? So.
Yeah. And even like a lot of the lenses I've purchased over the last few years, I'll buy a used Sigma, because I mean, you don't have to buy the Nikon lens. You don't have to buy the Canon lens. You buy something that's equal, not necessarily the brand that the camera is, and even something that's a year old, it's still in mint condition, right?
Oh yeah.
So you can do it. You can definitely do it on a budget.
Yeah, you just kind of like have to like look around a little bit and see, right?
Do. Yeah, and just keep researching and looking it up. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like a couple of my best lenses are used lenses, and you'd never know.
Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with it. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a matter of like kind of like knowing what you want, like what you actually need versus what you want, because they're two different things, needing versus wanting.
Like, exactly.
So. I'm not sure if you want to like touch upon, like, I mean, I can show your IG and maybe you can want to point out a couple of photos that you like personally. Is that okay? Or
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, cool. Go check out Debbie here. There's her IG right there. And I don't know. There's really cool stuff. Is this the Grand Canyon?
It is the Grand Canyon.
Jesus,
yeah.
Okay, that's not Toronto at all.
I was just there the first week of July, actually. Did
a couple weeks ago.
Did Vegas to Grand Canyon road trip. It was pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
It was like epic. I'm telling you. My only regret is that I didn't get stars or the Milky Way over the Grand Canyon, because I didn't bring a proper tripod with me. But it was spectacular. Stinking hot, but it was spectacular.
The sunset.
That it is. It's like the golden hours just before. Yeah. So I actually have another sunset picture in that happened in that same kind of time frame. It's called Hopi Point, and it's where I took the sunset. But You know what? It was a spectacular trip. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still going through the images that I have now. You know, like
Nice.
that's Mather Point. It's just beautiful. Like
how many photos did you
the
take?
sun was just starting to crest and hit those rocks. It was just a rich red. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Super
how many
cool.
photos did you take?
Oh my God, I can't even tell you, Paul. I mean, hundreds. Yeah.
You got it. You got it. I mean, did you go with other people, like other photographers?
No,
or?
I went. I brought the family, so they were very understanding of me lagging behind, and they were way up, and I was like, "Give me a minute, give me a minute,"
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Yeah, and then in September, I'm actually going to Africa, so that is going to be stellar.
Where in Africa?
We're starting off in Johannesburg and then heading to Zimbabwe for most of it, and then ending up in Botswana. Very cool. A lot of my other images you'll see is local. I'm in Shepherd's Bush, like that tree root one, the green lush cabin.
Oh.
I live literally 10 minutes away from this place, and
that's cool shot.
I love it in there. It's like my happy place. And that tree, I run by it almost every day, and it's the tree root system just always captures my eye.
Yeah, like what's with the root system? So exposed.
It's wicked. I mean, it's the detail in it, and those neat ferns just kind of growing out of nowhere. It kind of makes me, catches my eye. Has it always
been like that? Has that tree always been like that?
It's kind of, I don't know if, like, it's been tilted for a while. Like, it's been tilted like that. I think there was a big storm. Remember about 3 years ago, there was a big wicked storm. I think it tilted then, and it's never fallen. So it's kind of in that 45-degree angle. It's a cool tree.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yeah, I like that tree.
Neat,
one of my favorites.
Yeah, I like this cabin too.
Yeah, that cabin is also. I have a couple of black and whites of it from a distance as well. So it's a neat little cabin. There's nothing in it, but it always has a story. It always looks like there's a story to it.
Yeah, it could be like a setting for like a horror movie or something.
I know.
Like it's got that vibe to it, you know.
It does have.
It look cool in the fall, I guess, with the leaves changing color.
Yeah, it's beautiful in the fall. I've actually done some family portraits by that cabin because the leaves in the fall are amazing.
Yeah. It's got that texture to it.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah. You got some black and white in there, right? Yeah.
So
when do you like shooting black and white? Like is it just a gut feel, or do you have like a process for?
You know what? If there's a nice contrast to it and there's some neat detail in it, I try to flip it into black and white just to see what it looks like. Almost every shot I have, I'm flipping it here and there just to see what it looks like, you know.
Yeah.
Black and white always has a really cool vibe to it, depending on what you're. Like,
it's kind of got the timeless feel to it.
Totally does. It totally does. You know.
I like doing black and white if I'm shooting like an event, or like I like doing black and white, behind the scenes. I like doing black and white,
like it almost has a retro vibe, right?
Kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. More of like kind of like I don't know, like a backstage feel.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're seeing something nobody else can see.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that too.
Exactly. Is this Grand Canyon again?
Yes. Yeah.
Jeez, it's big, eh?
It is so huge. Like, you don't even realize until you see it in person how vast it is.
Yeah.
It's breathtaking. It really is.
Yeah.
I guess you haven't been yet.
I've been to Vegas. I haven't been to the Grand Canyon.
Got to do a day trip one
time. I want to do Grand Canyon. I want to go through Utah.
Yep. Yeah. Utah. We went through Zion Park. Holy moly. That, like, the mount, unbelievable. It was unbelievable.
I think Utah would be a lot of fun.
It would be. It was really cool.
Maybe go to California too. Make a whole road trip out of it, you know?
There you go.
That'd be a lot of fun.
That black and white on the right there, that is Zion Park.
Okay.
That's the landscape out of Zion Park.
So you took this?
Yeah.
So when did you go? When did you go?
We went the first week of July. So we landed on June 28th, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So the terrain, driving from basically Vegas on the way to Page, Arizona. You should have seen the terrain. It was amazing. These mountains were just spectacular when you go through Utah.
Yeah, it's almost like a movie setting.
Oh, it's
almost like you're on
mind-blowing.
a set. Like it's almost like,
It was so cool. It was so
yeah, I
cool.
gotta do it. I gotta do
Yeah,
it. Like,
gotta make it time. That's for sure.
yeah, yeah, you definitely do, don't you?
Yeah. And that picture on the left there, that's Antelope Canyon,
Yeah,
and that's supposed to be like the desert seahorse. So
yeah,
it was that was wicked. The lower canyon was wicked. I
yeah,
mean, those colors, I literally just like lightened it up and increased the saturation a little bit, but it really
yeah.
was purple and orange, like
It was like that.
literally was
Oh,
wicked.
it's like a
Was
painting though,
wicked.
almost, eh?
It was really cool, you know?
Yeah.
And it
No.
was a good hour and a half trek through the lower canyon,
Yeah.
and it was some of the it was amazing,
Yeah.
just spectacular. Must
Cool.
be. Yeah.
So can you hike this on your own, or do you have to have like a tour
You
guide
have
with you?
to Navajo own it, so
Yeah.
you go with their tour group. So
Yeah.
amazing people. They were so knowledgeable about historical facts and
Mm.
how it was created and the flash floods that can go through there. So
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was wicked. Yeah,
Crazy.
amazing. It was an amazing. I can't even tell you. Like it's something you got to experience on your own.
Yeah. Yeah.
So cool.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
You must have a lot of photos from here.
It was yeah. It was one of my bucket list trips for sure. You know what I
Cool.
mean?
Love
Yeah.
it. There's another one from there.
That's
That's
it. That's
cool.
one of them too.
That's
Like
cool.
the texture in the rock was so cool. It was so cool.
Yeah.
I want to flip a couple of more into black and white to see what it would look like. You know.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Black and white would be cool.
You know.
Yeah, that'd be
That's
neat.
really cool. It was such an amazing experience. You know.
I'm so jealous. And you're going to Africa in like a month.
Yeah, yeah. That's going to be a 3-week trek. Yeah, that'll be amazing.
Jeez.
I'm still debating which lenses I'm going to bring
Take
because
everything with you.
I know,
You
I
have
want to
to.
take
You're
everything.
going to Africa.
Yeah, got to take everything for
You
sure.
have to. Like, yeah, I don't know. I would.
It's
I would
going to
take.
be
I would
wicked.
take. I would honestly take everything. Like, buy extra, like a whole boatload of
Yeah.
batteries,
Oh yeah.
boatload of like
Yeah,
cards.
for
Make
sure.
sure
Oh,
everything's backed up.
yeah,
Just
for sure.
because that's Africa. Crazy.
Yeah, it's Africa. I'm looking forward to
Wow.
that. That's for sure.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and I
Jeez.
like to like even when I'm just around my house, I kind of venture out in the garden. Like I just kind of I like to
Yeah.
capture something every day, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's just the beauty of it. Because there's
Yeah,
always something to capture. You just gotta pay
yeah,
attention, right?
yeah. I make a point. I take a slice out of my day every day to capture something,
Mm.
you
Hmm.
know?
Yeah, it doesn't take much. You just gotta pay
Yeah,
attention,
yeah. I just got to look around you,
right?
right?
You're doing the raw thing too.
I am. That's coming up on August
August
12th.
12th.
Super cool. I'm
Cool.
so excited to be a part of that. So
McCormick
that
Warehouse. Okay.
yeah, it's Keelan, St. Clair, like in the Stockyards area.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, they reached out to me, and so I've been putting a showcase together. So
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of pieces I've made into canvas and enlargements.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a lot of planning. It's a lot more planning than you realize.
It's a
And
lot of work, isn't it? Yeah.
it's a lot of work because I've got like a 10 by 6 piece of, I guess, fencing, if you will, that I've got to make a display out of. So
Yeah.
it's been, I've reached out to a couple of people who've done it so far, and I've gotten
Mm.
lots of tips and tricks on, like lighting and clamp
Right.
lights and stuff like that. But I think it's going to be cool. I've never done it before. I've got literally no expectations, but I'm going
Yeah.
to try and make it, worthy of people coming to see it,
Yeah. You're definitely gonna meet like a lot of people,
Yeah, yeah. I'm
which
super
is
excited. All
good.
kinds of artists going to be there. I'm
Yeah,
really looking
definitely.
forward
Yeah, I
to it.
think I was at the one. I think I was at the one just before COVID, 2020,
Oh yeah?
February or something. Yeah,
Oh
that
no
was a
way.
bananas.
Was it?
It was so many people. A
Where was
lot of
that
people.
one?
Downtown Toronto. It was
Okay.
downtown Toronto somewhere. I forget now where it
Okay.
was. It was downtown though somewhere. I think it was actually by near Trinity Bellwoods Park,
Okay. Yeah.
somewhere around there. I
Yeah.
forget exactly where it was, but
Yeah.
yeah, you definitely meet a lot of people.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. My booth is on the way to the bathroom,
Oh, okay. Well, that's perfect.
so at least everybody will
You
come.
catch people coming and going.
Hello.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. No
Yeah.
escaping now.
Looking forward to it.
That'll be good. That'll be
Cool.
good.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah, yeah.
It's something I've never done before, so.
Yeah, no, it'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Just the Hoover Dam.
That's the Hoover Dam.
Jeez, okay.
Somebody
Are you
mentioned
from
it almost looks like a person.
a
I'm like,
person?
well, I
How?
guess, but the water is the head. I don't know. Somebody said it looks
Maybe.
like a person. I'm like, well, I don't know about
I
that,
don't
but
know. You're
it's
on like
pretty
a
cool because they have a lookout point over the highway that is just
yeah,
this.
yeah.
So
There's no
wicked
drone
looking.
here. No drone. Just
That is, yeah, that's just from,
yeah.
yeah.
That's cool. That'd be cool to
That's
fly a
cool.
drone over that though. But you
I
probably
think it's
can't.
actually there's signs that says
Yeah, you
no
probably
fly
can't.
zone.
Yeah,
You're not
yeah.
allowed to because
I would
it's a
assume.
military. It's military, right?
Yeah, I would assume no.
Yeah, I would say no as well.
Yeah, I would assume no on that one. But
That was
yeah,
wicked though. It was wicked.
cool.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
And then you got Horseshoe Bend in there. That was
Yeah.
fun.
Is that this?
No, if you go
No.
back a couple, Horseshoe Bend. If you go back up, see with the sunset. You just
Oh,
passed it.
this one?
Nope, go down more. That's the sunset from that same
Oh, okay.
same yeah. That's the
Yeah,
sunset.
yeah.
Kind of wicked.
Jeez, the sky's on fire.
Oh, it was amazing. I totally lucked out because
There's
there's
like no one
literally no
there.
clouds.
There's like
Like
no
when
one
you go
there
there,
too.
it's cloudless skies the whole day. So where
Yeah.
these clouds even came from is beyond me because there's like no clouds the whole time.
Crazy. And are you by yourself here? Like, there's no one there. Are people there?
There's a ton of people.
Are there? Okay, behind you.
There were so many people. I have one picture that I took, and it shows the many people that are like literally on the edge. There's no barriers, Paul.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you're
You're
like
done.
it's like
You're
this,
done. Yeah.
and there's people with families and little kids. I'm like, oh my
Why?
god! Like there were so many times I've seen little kids, and I'm like, I'm gonna witness a death right now. Like it was so crazy.
Why do people do that?
It's like either they don't understand that
this is
the how dangerous it is, but so crazy. Just wandering around,
just casual, eh?
and there's no park rangers. There's nobody there to kind of like stop them. I guess it's like, oh well, visit at your own risk.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there must be signs though, no? Like saying
there's signs, but I mean, people are just climbing over the next person to get the shot.
Yeah. Huh.
I just squeezed through a bunch of people to get this one.
Yeah.
But it does feel, once you see it, it actually feels like you are by yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You've got to look through your lens and pretend nobody else is around.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was cool.
Interesting. I like that shot. That's cool.
That is Horseshoe River Bend. I do have a better one of it. I don't know if it's uploaded. I have a better one where you can see the entire that's it there.
Nice.
Yeah. So I think I re-edited it and I made a canvas out of it. So I've got a little more. Got a little more pop to it. That'll be at I'm gonna put that up on my display.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, that was amazing.
That's sunrise.
That's sunset.
Sunset. Okay.
Yeah. Pretty cool stuff. It was breathtaking. Like everything I saw down there was just amazing.
Yeah, it's hard to take a bad picture, I gotta say.
It is almost hard to take a bad picture.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. You gotta be like shooting the ground or something, or like maybe like the lens cap is on. That's the only way. Yeah, that's the only way.
It was cool.
Cool. It was like, oh, there you got Toronto pick. Customary CN Tower.
We did. It was a sunrise meetup with a bunch of photographers.
Yeah, the solstice one.
Yeah. It was crazy, man. It was fun.
Yeah.
All of us crazy people meeting at 5 a.m.
Yeah, gotta do it.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Were you there? Did you go?
No, I saw it. But I'm like, I'm just gonna stand up.
Yeah.
It's like I live here. Like I can just I'll just do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing about like living somewhere. It's like I'll just do it tomorrow. But when you travel, it's like nope. You gotta shoot for 18 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you don't live there, right? So you have this kind of like time pressure. It's like, I gotta do everything now.
Yeah. That's
but sometimes when you do that, you just I don't know. You kind of like not be in the moment as much, and you're always trying to get like as many shots, and then I don't know. It's just to me, there's a balance to it where where you don't have to be so crazy about it.
Yeah.
But I've been there. I understand like the time pressure of stuff. Like, oh no, gotta do everything now. I like this shot too.
I like that one too.
That's cool.
That was the same morning of the summer solstice.
I like how the skyline's like way in the background,
Cool.
and you really gotta like
driftwood.
look.
I love beach
Driftwood.
pictures.
It makes good foreground, eh?
It does. It really adds some intrigue, you know, some touch.
Yeah.
I like that.
You always want some foreground in like your landscape shot, though, don't you? Something to give it like scale and perspective.
Yeah, composition, make it something a little more interesting. You know. Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah.
Cool.
So what do you do when you can't find foreground? Like do you do anything else, or you just kind of like roll with it and just okay, I guess no foreground today? Like.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it depends what I'm looking at. I mean, sometimes even if I just find something like just flowers, I mean, or if I see like we have lots of birds in our backyard, and I mean, it all depends. I mean, the landscape thing, I always try and get low to the ground so that you know what I mean. Even if say there are times where like you see, you're like I've pulled over on the way home from work just to get that yellow line in the center into like some wicked clouds, you know what I mean? Like I get right down on my hands and knees with.
You have to. Well, that's what makes the shot better.
Yeah. Get me all the perspective low to the ground. That's what I try to do. Yeah. Like I for sure was like crouching down low for that one.
You were.
Yeah. It doesn't even have to be driftwood. It could be anything that, you know, even some like wet pebbles on a road, like, you know what I mean? So anything can give you foreground.
Yeah. I know people that carry around like just water with them just in case they have to put some like reflection or something, just in case.
Yeah.
Because you never know, it just can make that photo a little bit better.
Know.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So they always just got like a spare bottle of water in case they need to make the reflections.
That's it. That's it. Make the shot. Make the shot.
Yeah, it's not, you know, it's not lying. You're just using what you have. You know, it's not AI. I'm just using the water to make. I'm not using AI for the reflection. I'm actually gonna get the reflection in real life.
Exactly.
You know, so
a lot of people are dabbling in that AI though, huh?
Of course, yeah. Like it's all. It's not gonna. I don't think it's going to die down. I think, you know, there's always.
It could pull some of us out of business, though.
Yeah, there's always. I mean, there is that argument about that. I mean, I don't know because to me, it's like you always need someone to capture the moment. Like you always need someone there. Like you need. I could see editing being taken over, but maybe you're going to pay someone because you have a specific style of edit that maybe only you can do.
Yeah.
And maybe they're gonna get you to do the like I don't know. It's just too early to tell. But I don't know if it's gonna take over our jobs because you're still gonna need someone.
Yeah.
To get the shot.
Yeah. I think so too. I've seen some there was one guy that he does a lot of abandoned buildings.
Yeah.
And he's put some AI making it look like there's vines growing and I'm like, it looks great. And it's definitely a piece of art, but it's not realistic. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you like good AI is not knowing if it's AI.
Yeah, exactly. Like, making you guess, right?
Yeah, like is it like
is it or isn't it?
Because some photos are like, I can totally tell that's AI, and that's not a good use of AI.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's also taking away like the essence of photography. It's like, well, then this isn't really a photograph, is it?
Exactly. It's just it's
like,
a
what's
piece
a photograph?
Of art. It could be a piece of art, but it's not really a photographer's piece of art, right?
Yeah, like I don't. Yeah, it's a really crazy time because
it's going nuts.
You just don't know where it's gonna go, and you don't know. And again, like going back to like people's perception of I can just do AI, and like why do I have to pay you? Like, well, no, you're paying me because of like my skill. Like the AI robot can't do what I do because I get it's my work. This is like my style. Like how can the robot do what I do? Because
exactly. Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe trying to convince someone might be difficult when people don't really understand like what's involved. It's like, well, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm partially scared, but at the same time, I think if you've got your own,
you need to have a really strong style that people are like, hey, that's Debbie's work.
Yeah, and you know, I've got a lot of people that know my portraits. I do. I don't know if you did look at my website at all, but I do sports. I do sports shots, but in black and white. Like I do them in the studio, but I do like kind of like a like one main light, and then I have like it's kind of like a low key portrait, but I do it with just the boys, like shoulder pads on, and the hockey community is like, I love this vibe. So there's been a few teams reached out to me and go, I want to get that done. Like I want to do that for. Yeah, there you go. If you click on the sports. Okay, click on the goalie girl.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So this is kind of what and I'm telling you, everybody's loves this kind of feel.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like they
That's
love
cool.
the one light, you know, and the boys. I did I do a photo book for the team every year, and they just ate it up. Like they're like, wow, that doesn't even look like me, because it was just because of the lighting, right? Like
no, it's good. I like it.
Yeah, they loved it. So yeah, I'm trying to dabble in some different things. There's another photographer in Aurora that she has a studio, and she's been doing this too, but I've always had this vision, so we've kind of communicated about it in the past, and she's, oh, come use my studio. I'm like, but I'm portable. I can I just bring my lights to the rink. You know what I mean? I set up at the rink, right?
You set up at the rink,
yeah. That's the beauty of it, you know. I bring bring my lights wherever.
And what kind of lights do you have?
Sorry, I've got Bowens. I've got like a softbox, and then like a main light, or just a fill light. And then I've got a backlight as well. I don't use the backlight as much because I don't really feel like I need it as much. But I just use 2 lights, and I
love it.
Yeah, it's easy. Literally everything looks like it's in a suitcase. Like everything comes in like a wheelable suitcase. And then it sets up in like 15 minutes, and it's cool, you know.
It's cool.
So that's kind of like my bread and butter on the side, but I still like doing my own. You know,
you have to keep the spark alive, because like doing the gigs is cool, but I don't know. To me, it's like you're still like working for someone else. Like it's not really yours. Like it's theirs.
Exactly.
Like, there's I think people that, because people, there's always people that, I want to like turn my passion into a career, if it's photography or whatever it is. I'm like, that's cool, but like, especially when you start working for other people, it's not yours. Like it's no longer a hobby. It becomes like it becomes work. Like you're still working. Like there's deadlines, and people, and it becomes different when people watch you. When people watch you, it just becomes different.
Exactly. Like I still I still probably I get busier with the portraits in the fall. A lot of people don't want the fall portraits. I'm setting up a shoot coming up next week, and it's one of the hockey boys. There's 3 of them in the family, and the mom wants to have like portraits of all the boys and do like portfolios. So I'm looking forward to that, because I know the family. The boys are all good looking. It's gonna be a fun shoot because I know them.
They're friends,
right? Like getting into it. Maybe once I'm not working shift work, I can get into more of a regular routine of doing that. But honestly, like not having a schedule for it is kind of nice, right? You know, making it your
well, it goes back to like just having it as like a hobby, just doing it for fun.
I mean, it's nice. It's nice to make a little bread and butter on the side, for sure. And I like it when people, oh, hey, you're that photographer that took that picture. I like that part of it. But I mean, until I actually legitimately retire, which is a while away, it's not going to happen, right? You know.
But even when you do retire, you're still going to do photography.
Absolutely.
Like it's not like 100%. You're not really retiring. Just like
never. Like I will be behind my camera until the day I die.
Because I mean,
it's like an extension of me. I swear to God, it's so therapeutic when you're out there, and then you, like, even when I was doing the Grand Canyon shots. Holy crap, I took a ton of pictures today, and you don't even realize it, because you're like, oh, it's like you're like a kid in a candy store. You know what I mean?
Well, it's a good feeling. Like you feel good.
It is a great feeling.
You feel good. It's just it's like a dopamine hit. Right? It's because when you know you got a good shot, it's like, I know I nailed that one.
Exactly, right.
It's a good feeling, right? Because it's a rush, right? And like,
and it is.
even when you're
It is.
85 years old, you'll still be doing it.
I know, it's so true.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like my friend, he's older, but he's always like learning something. Like he's like been at photography for like 50 years, and like he's still learning. Like
for
he
sure,
goes,
man.
like you're never like done. Like there's always
You're
something.
never done. Never done.
So to me,
like,
it's like,
okay.
All right.
So
he knows a lot.
What do you shoot with?
I got a Canon. I got a Canon RP. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You like it?
I like it. I like Canon. I like Canon.
Yeah.
I like Canon. I'm not really, honestly, like I'm not a gear person. Like I really couldn't care less about the specs. Like I'm just like I'm all about like just I want to go out and just like make something.
Absolutely.
And that's what gets me. Like that's what gets me. Like I used to have a Nikon. I still have a Nikon. I still have a Lumix G7. I still have those cameras, and they're all like sitting around.
Yep.
And to me, it's like, okay, like you got a Sony R8. Okay, well, what do you shoot? I know. Because like to me, it's like, you get into like some seriously heated like gear debates. It's like to me, it's like, well, like show don't tell. Like where's your work? Like I don't care about like what do you actually do though? You know what I mean? Show don't tell. Like so, like you can have a really good camera, but maybe your photos aren't that good. Like it's possible.
Yeah. And it's you know what I find funny too is some people that have thousands of followers. Yeah. And I look and I go, you know what I mean? It's funny how that happens. Some people have.
Some of those accounts are fake too, though, right? Because they bought the followers. Yeah. Because if you look at the likes or whatever, like the engagement, it doesn't even equate to like. I always use a percentage. I use like maybe like 10 to 20% of the follower count. So say for example, if someone has 1,000 followers, and they only have 10 likes, right? 20% is going to be what, like 200. Okay. So to me, it's like there's something fishy with this account, and it happens quite a bit.
I don't delve down that deep.
I don't personally care, but I mean, if someone were to ask me like, oh, is this account legit? I'm like, just like look at are there a lot of likes or not?
That's true. Yeah.
Because you never know with some of these accounts, right? But I mean, to me, I'm all about like let's just go and do something.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Let's just go and do something.
It's not about likes and follows. It's about doing your thing, and if other people appreciate it, great. You know what I mean? Like if other people love what you do, that's great too. But you know what? You gotta love your own stuff too, right?
Yeah, and I think when you do it for you first, you're gonna attract people that you want to hang out with because they're gonna kind of understand what you like. They kind of relate to your work. So that's why it's always important just to like make sure that what you're doing is authentic because you're just gonna you're gonna be in the right crowd eventually. And,
that's it. Authenticity, man. That's
it's hard. It's tough to come by in today's world because going back to AI and everything, it's like you don't even know what's real anymore. It's like, am I talking to a person? Am I not? Like, you know what I mean? Chat GPT. Who knows? Who knows what's going on? So
exactly.
I think people, especially after like the pandemic, I think people just want to like just be with people too. Right? I think that's what kind of from the pandemic, like that's just what kind of like, okay, let's go hang out, let's go shoot because you never know what's going to happen, right? So
exactly. It's been cool meeting a lot of like even that sunrise shoot, like the amount of people that came up for that was fun.
Yeah, you may not even shoot and still have a great time because you're just hanging out at 5:30 in the morning. And you wouldn't do that by yourself.
No.
But when you know that other people are there, it kind of gives you the extra push to go because you know that there's other people there.
Yep, getting up at 4 a.m. is hard.
By yourself is tough.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially when you live in the city, it's like, well, I can just go tomorrow.
Yeah, well, and for me, because I travel from Aurora, it's a 45-minute drive down to like Samuel Smith Park. But when I know everybody's going to be there, I'll get up. You know,
it's just a weird thing in our brains. It's just I know other people. I don't want it's a weird thing, but I think we're just we're social beings. Like we want to be around the people.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And I think it's just a great benefit of being like in like a meetup group or just having that like motivation, just like that extra push.
That's what it is, Paul. It is motivation.
You need motivation. You just need like a little extra just incentive to go because again, it's so easy not to do it.
Totally.
It's just so easy,
It's
like,
yeah. Like some people need a friend to go to the gym with. Well,
that's the thing.
I
Yeah.
I'd
No.
prefer to I prefer to work out by myself, but with
Sure.
photography meets,
Yeah.
that's a whole different thing because you're sharing creative energy, you're meeting new people,
Yeah.
like-minded people,
Yeah.
and we're a unique group, like artists, photographers, like it's a unique group,
Yeah.
we see things different than other people. Like when
Yeah.
you look at something, even some of my friends who are not in photography, they go, what made you stop and see that?
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know. Like I
Yeah.
just, something grabs my attention. I may stop on the way home from work. I may stop on the way to work. I've been
Yeah.
late to work because I've had to stop and capture something on the
Yeah.
way,
Yeah. I think it's just, I don't know if you're born with it or it's maybe it's a combination of practice and just like being born with this skill,
Yeah.
but just having your eye trained to that.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know,
Absolutely.
like the more that you practice, I think the more like your eye is just trained to like
Oh,
seeing
yeah.
things like patterns and shapes
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um, but I think that's also what separates photographers from like people that aren't photographers, just being able to
Yeah.
like see composition when you're just
Yes.
walking down the street randomly on a
You
Tuesday.
kind of, yeah, you're
You kind of
always
just
kind
see
of
the
looking at
frame in your
things.
head.
Yeah, exactly. It's all
You
in your
just
head.
It
You're just
happens to me
looking
all the
at things.
time. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You just start. You just, oh yeah, here's a frame here.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like that. It's kind of like that meme from like The Hangover or whatever it was, where the guy's got that math equation. It's basically what it is for like
Absolutely.
photography.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But that's what
Yeah,
makes it fun.
we're a different breed, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's what makes it fun. And again, being part of like a group or collective, it's just like
Yeah.
it's like having like an energy and like
Yeah.
a
You
frequency
feel
to
it.
it. You kind of
Yeah.
feel it.
Yeah.
So
It's
it's all
really
about like
cool.
feeling and like the energy and frequency of like photography. It's like it's all around us. You just gotta like
Yeah.
look and see.
Yeah.
But some
Yeah.
people
It
can and
is
some
pretty
people
cool.
can. But
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
And it's funny, some people uh, take a ton of pictures and it still doesn't make sense to me, but it makes sense
yeah,
to them. But I look at it and I
yeah,
go, I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to see out of this. But then I'm sure
yeah,
some people look at my stuff and say the same thing, like, I don't know what she's looking
yeah.
at, right?
Well, yeah, it's yeah. I don't yeah, I mean, if it makes sense to you, that's all that really
Yeah.
matters. Because you
But
can't
I'm
expect someone else to understand what you're trying to do too.
no, no.
Because
And
this is what
everybody,
I see.
like, there's so many different genres from like street photography to
Yeah.
like, there's so many different things that are artistic. Some people, not to others. Some people will only shoot landscapes. Some people only shoot birds and nature. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many genres, so many different, you know, so,
It's hard.
and
It's
that's what,
hard
like,
to
my niche. Do I have a niche? I don't know. I don't have one thing
yeah.
that I stick to because too many things capture my eye. I
Yeah,
do
I
love the
think
landscapes, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like being at
yeah,
Grand Canyon, I literally just used my wide angle the entire week.
of course.
So it was
Yeah.
cool. You know.
Yeah, there's always that battle with niche. Yeah, I guess that like we said earlier about having like a strong style. When someone sees your work, they want to say, "Oh, that's Deb's work," whatever.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like it's not that you get bored of doing the same thing, but you just want to do different things.
Yes.
It's like
Exactly.
I've done this. I've kind of like gone through like the motions of I know
Yeah.
exactly what to do, the settings, the editing. Like I know exactly I can do it in my sleep, and just
Yeah.
you just
And
want
you
to do
know what?
different things. Like it's like I
You
want to do different things.
you sort of create it. I create like a little bucket list of things I want to accomplish. Like,
Yeah,
obviously places to see, but I mean, my bucket list. I want to capture a Milky Way
yeah.
shot that is like,
Mm,
you know what I mean. And I was out at a cottage last summer on a dock, which is not
yeah,
optimal, but it was still.
yeah,
But I couldn't see through the lens to focus it, and I just couldn't. And I got a lot of tips and tricks from people, and this is why I was looking at getting mirrorless, because mirrorless is
right.
very good at low lighting, right? But
Yeah,
you know what? Once I go to Africa, I know for sure I'm going to capture Milky Way. But you think of things that you want to check off the bucket list, and
yeah,
I think that's what motivates you to just keep learning more new things. Like
yeah,
even sunrise pictures, the alignment, like when I did the
yeah,
the CN Tower alignment. I mean, Kurt Wang was a big part
yeah,
of me learning that.
yeah,
And I mean, so everything I learned, I'm like, okay, next I want to learn this. So it's all about propelling yourself to learning more about
yeah.
what you want to capture, right?
Yeah, and I think that's a good way to do it because it's just gonna make you want to just keep doing it because like you
Yeah.
have it, they're like they're goals for you. Like
Yeah.
you set those goals for yourself.
Yes.
No one else is
Exactly.
giving you those goals. It's like, well, I want to do these things, and this is how I need to
Yep.
achieve those goals, right? And I think
Absolutely.
just you know ensuring that you're still having fun along the way is so important because if you're not having
Exactly.
fun, then you're not going to
Yep.
do it. So making it like a challenge that's fun
Yeah. Yeah.
and not making it like a chore or
Yeah.
work or like a task because then it's like
Yeah.
that's not why I started.
No.
So being able to like just make it fun, make it like a fun challenge and just see
Yeah. Like
where it like
even
takes you.
night shots, capturing light trails of traffic.
Yeah,
Like, I mean,
yeah,
I
yeah,
would like to capture light trails like at a overpass over the 401 as
yeah,
the sun is setting, kind of like a henge picture, but
yeah,
yet with some like at that moment where sun is setting down, but you can still see the light trails. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like that's
yeah,
kind of a bucket list too. But
yeah,
you know, there's only a few spots that you can really capture that. But
yeah. I've
you
seen it
know,
on Instagram, I think.
yeah, it's pretty cool. You know?
Yeah, it's yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It just like I think the journey also never ends too. Like there's
Yeah,
always gonna be
and that
something, you know?
yes,
Like my
that
friend that
is the
never
beauty of it.
yeah, just yeah, you just gotta I don't know, to me it's like you just gotta keep going.
Yep. Keep going, keep learning, keep
Just
absorbing.
like
Yep.
you just need to yeah, and I say that just because like it sounds easy, but that's people also quit all the time too.
All the time.
Like people
All
just
the time.
stop doing it. And it's like, well,
Yeah.
why'd you stop? Well, I don't know. I just like because again, like no one's telling you to do this. Like it's you kind of have to be your own boss.
Yeah. And I think
So
what we were talking about before, when things are super easy and you can just snap, but if it's something that you want to do and it's a little more difficult, you're like, if my
yeah, it's a
iPhone
little bit
didn't capture it,
intimidating.
I'm
It's a
not
little
gonna
bit
do it.
intimidating,
Exactly.
especially when you're by yourself and like you don't really know what you're doing.
Yes.
It's like I don't really know what this is, and all
Yep.
you kind of get stuck in your head. So again,
Yep.
the other benefit of being in a group is you're able to like ask the question instead of kind
Yep.
of like being stuck and
Exactly. Yeah.
So
No, I've been
yeah,
very lucky. I reach out to people all the time, like and I've had some people reach out to me. So it becomes a camaraderie. It becomes like
yeah,
a very cool group of people that we're all like minded. We're all trying to do the same similar
yeah,
things, and we learn off each other. And I love that vibe.
yeah.
You know.
We're all in this together, you know? Like to me
Yeah.
it's like everyone starts at zero, like everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't matter where you are on like the spectrum of
Exactly.
photography, but everyone
Yep.
started at absolute zero.
Yep.
And we're all in this together and that's
No,
it.
I totally agree.
You know, like it's
Yeah.
it's I think some people get like intimidated by maybe approaching other people because
Yep.
for whatever reason, I don't know, but to me it's like we're all just people, you know, we're all just
All just
trying
people.
to do the best we can.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you know, like I don't think my work is better than any other work. I'm just, hey man, I'm just trying to like make
Just doing your
something. I
thing,
don't know
right?
what the,
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
know.
I agree
So
with you.
I mean, that's my advice to people, just to like, hey, just keep going and
Keep
and just
learning, keep
see,
doing,
right?
yeah, keep
Just
capturing, keep
you know,
what's your next fun shot you wanna get off your bucket list, right? Yeah.
yeah, like what is it? Like what is it that you want to like achieve? And it's not even just like to me, it's like also about like documenting a lot of it for you
Yeah.
because like
Yeah.
looking back on like whenever I get like the Facebook memories whatever it is or even on like even on
Yes.
Instagram like stuff
Yes.
that happened like 7 years ago it's like I totally forgot about that but like
Yeah.
oh yeah and it just
Yeah.
has that kind of like good feeling about
Yeah.
bringing you back to the
Absolutely.
past.
Yeah. I love those little memories that come
It's
up.
like I
I do.
totally forgot.
Yeah.
It's like okay and you know photography has a good way of documenting whatever like your life
Yes.
and like
Yeah.
looking back it's like that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Absolutely.
So,
No,
you know, the
I
earlier
love
that you
that.
can do it, the better, because the more stuff you're gonna have to like share with
Yeah.
people, even just like for you, just for you, right? Because
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know, time moves pretty quickly, but you know, it's like
Exactly. Yeah.
it was pretty quick.
I
I
know.
don't know, right?
Crazy.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, we're up against the hour, so I don't know if you want to share anything else, or you want to share any advice for people that maybe are getting into photography, or maybe how people can contact you, or
Well, I mean, anybody can visit my website,
yeah,
conacherphotography.com.
it'll
I'd
be in
love
the
to hear.
description of this video. Yes.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
And I, like we were talking about before, just start with what you've got, and just follow your heart, and photograph what captures your eye, and or what you love and what your passion is, and don't give up. Don't give up. There's always people to help you. Like, don't give up. And I'm looking forward to my adventure in the fall to Africa. But I mean, you know what? In the fall, after that, I'll be at the hockey rink. I'll be photographing the boys at the hockey rink. So.
Yeah, no, that'd be good, eh? That'd be fun. Yeah, well, enjoy Africa. Like, geez.
Super excited.
We'll have to have you back on when you get back, and maybe just maybe you want to share photos from your trip. I think that'd be a cool little dive into like those photos.
It's going to be amazing. I'm going to see a lot of things.
Man, can't even imagine. That'd be fun.
Well, like you said, bring all the lenses, bring all the gear.
I would honestly bring everything.
Yeah, for sure.
I would honestly bring everything.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Deb, for taking the time. Really appreciate it. It was a great chat.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
And everyone watching and listening, go check out Deb and give her a hello and see what's up.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate your time.
Okay. We'll chat later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.